Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have a little bit more interesting updates in regards to the brand new PlayStation 5 update itself, in regards to the VRR, as well as we're kind of talking about like which TVs, which contexts are actually available with it, what some game developers are actually doing with it, and also kind of just other perks that are also kind of being floated around when it comes to this brand new PlayStation 5 update. It's been kind of cool, and we'll probably have a chance to go talk about at least a decent amount throughout these next few days as more and more information keeps coming out, as well as also more and more games also keeping in updates and also confirming it too as well. So we have a lot of stuff to go talk about, and as well, just a lot of cool news. I like this type of new news. I like whenever there's like new updates and better features, because it does make anyone out there who's either trying to get a PlayStation 5 have a better game experience, but as well, anyone out there who actually already has their PlayStation 5 as well be able to go make it a little bit better. So all around kind of cool. I'm always a big fan of the future and also working towards better technology and utilizing like 4K, HDR, VRR, etc., and making our gaming, movie watching, TV experiences all just a little teensy tiny bit better. So a lot of stuff to go talk about over here. A lot of good news too as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Twitter giveaway as well down below, and as well the Xbox is up in stock in case you guys care about that. But the usual sell links are down below, and let's go dive in the video itself. So the very first and foremost thing I want to go bring up a comment actually from Insomniac. Now, if you guys didn't know about Insomniac, you probably should if you're trying to get a PlayStation. They actually have made probably some of the best PlayStation 5 games. So they actually funny enough, had an update on their website itself, which is on the support.insomniacgames.com, kind of talking about like what's it even like a next step, like what's even more an efficient next step when it comes to VRR. So it officially states and reads, all of our PlayStation 5 titles support VRR, or variable refresh rate, as of today with the latest game and system updates. Because our titles are already built to have a very stable frame rate, the main effect of the VRR system setting will also to slightly increase the dynamic image resolution targets. However, if your TV also supports 120Hz high frame rate input and the 120Hz display mode option is active along with VRR, you will get a variable, uncapped frame rate that can exceed your chosen graphics mode of 30 or 60 FPS target by 50% or more depending on gameplay. So let's break this down at least a little bit. As you guys know, Insomniac has made probably some of the most staple PlayStation 5 games. And as you guys have maybe seen, maybe for sure like Ratchet & Clank, there actually is multiple different types and modes and options when it comes to the game themselves. So it lets you go have like a 4K 30 FPS. You could have a 4K performance mode. You could also have lower resolution, higher frames. It kind of depends on what you want to push for. Some people themselves want to have a higher refresh rate, so basically just see more animations more clearly, or see like the actual movements a little bit more clearly, or sometimes people want to have a higher resolution, so think like a 4K gaming, 30 FPS, but the game looks super pretty. It's basically just the difference between, would you rather have performance and like have a higher frame rate, or would you have like prettier colors based on that? As when it comes to most people, can go either way. I'm usually more someone who wants a higher frame rate, because I'm usually someone who's playing more of a competitive game most of the time. So at least for me, I usually would prefer that. But the one kind of big thing when it comes to the VRR support is, you guys actually probably just heard me read it to you guys, this is now even exceeding the upcoming like baselines they already have. So as you guys can even read from their comments, if you guys can go and use the VRR, the uncapped frame rate can now exceed even your chosen graphics mode. So whether it's the 30 or 60 FPS target mode, it can now be even more efficient and crazy more efficient when it comes to utilizing this VRR technology. So this is kind of huge news, because as we already know, and kind of like this is like, I think this is more in-person showcasing of how, I guess, vital or how just efficient VRR support is when you have a TV and other various things out there that you can go and utilize it. Because if you're able to go play a game with 60 FPS, and that's what it's specifically made for, to run perfectly at 60 FPS, and then at some point you're also somehow able to go get another 30 FPS, say maybe you're standing still, or maybe there's just not like in the middle of a boss fight or something, like no, you're not in the middle of moving, you could basically go and have your whole entire game look and have even better frames and run even more efficiently. And a lot of these PlayStation 5 games are already running phenomenally well on their own custom software and their own custom like engines. So they're already working magic as is. If you guys try to play a game like Horizon on the PS4, it's phenomenal. It's very nice. Like it's very efficient, very smooth. So if you have a chance to go and see this, it just kind of goes to showcase on how well these game developers are when they're making their games, but as well how awesome the VRR support is if you guys have a TV or like a monitor that actually goes and supports it. Because at least for me, if I'm running a 4K game and I'm sitting at 4K 30 FPS, but I'm somehow able to maybe go pop 45 or 50 frames, that is a huge improvement. Like 50% is a massive, massive improvement in terms of more frameworks and everything else tied on in. That is phenomenal. That is literally great. So this is why I think like we've been pushing and kind of supporting the VRR upgrade for such a long time, because it just makes everything so much more efficient. It makes everything look a lot better. It makes it look a lot smoother, and it basically goes and streamlines the gameplay experience quite a bit more. So just really love to go and see like from first-hand parties themselves confirming on how much better and how much more efficient everything's going to be with the VRR support. And that's kind of why I was so excited, kept on thinking it was such a big upgrade. And I do think a lot of folks as well probably should agree, because it is a massive, massive performance boost. Like this is probably one of the biggest performance boosts we'll see in quite some time, depending on like other software driver upgrades from AMD or other various other platforms as well. So really cool to go and see Insomniac already supporting this. And as you guys have had a chance to go and see from the initial PlayStation blog that we covered before, some games are already a part of this, or in the next coming weeks themselves, and probably a lot more and more and more we'll be updating to on top of that. Already seeing some leaks on Elden Ring and other games too. We have Astro's Playroom, Call of Duties, Deathloops, Destiny, Devil May Cry, the Spider-Mans, especially in Raptor. Like these are the more so ones we're focused on more on this video. But think about playing these types of games on an even higher frame rate. It's insane. And as well as be a lot more of the various games too tied on in. And there's actually a really good article over here that was from RT Canada that was actually doing some big upgrades when it came to the VRR compatible monitors and TV list for the PS5. This actually as of recent. So some really kind of big things to kind of note, that they're also showing the recommendations on which games you should be utilizing the VRR settings on. And these are not officially patched as of right this second, so they're not fully out there as of yet. But you guys can already go and see that Elden Ring itself already have like an average high and average low bumped up even higher. In the Fidelity version 2 as well, even those frame rates as well, quite a bit higher. On top of that, 2 Tales of Arise, Tales and Fidelity. Over here too, you guys can also see the average high of like a 60 FPS cap, and this would probably go in time into more of what we're saying when it came to Insomniac, where they're saying, yeah, it might be capped at 30 or 60 for your settings, but it might be pushing more of like just a higher FPS regardless. So even if it's capped, it can go even higher, say 70, 75, 80 FPS, which is a huge bump. And also Legacy of Thieves collection too as well, so you guys can pop on in. And I'll do a really quick scroll through, but you always got to give credit to a lot of people like this in the community who want to go and hop on and see. But if you guys know, a lot of VRR technology you need to have a newer, basically, TV or monitor. So here's just a big list of so far. We'll probably get more and more as time goes on, but we have LGB ones, like the CXs, which I actually highly recommend too. If you guys ever want to, I'll maybe even do like a TV or a guide if you guys want to. Just for like a separate video if you guys ever want to as well. But you guys can see some of these. Some are actually going to see, like some of the Samsungs are actually badly implemented, and even though Sony themselves gave us a warning to always be careful, whatever, we're actually seeing quite a few of these up on the list itself. So you can see like some of these older Samsung TVs from 2018, like not really advised, it's probably better just go use the normal run. But a lot of the newer TVs too as well, you guys are seeing like 2019, 2020 versions being pretty good, as well as all the LGs are obviously going to be fantastic because those are pretty much the staples. As well on top of that too, a lot of these Sony TVs, obviously, because obviously Sony makes TVs, Sony makes PlayStations, it would make a lot of sense too as well. And a lot of the other TLCs and Hisenses, which have actually been pretty popular in the markets as of recently, as well have been popped on to this too on top of this. And obviously some of the other monitors too, some of the Gigabyte monitors, the LG monitors, some of the Asus monitors, and some of the Samsung monitors too as well on top of that. And there also are quite a few that are also confirmed not working with VRR. As just a quick reminder too, a lot of these are more on the newer side too as well, for like the ones that do work. So some of the slightly older TVs may not. So I'm just do a quick little scroll through just in case someone wants to be casually disappointed that they're somehow still rocking like a Lenovo G2510. If you're randomly one of the random people watching this video that is rocking out a Lenovo G2510, let me know. Because you'll see all the other lines over here too as well. So just very interesting to see, because we're already seeing effects on the other various types of games already, and I'm sure as these next few days and next few weeks come out more and more and more, both first-party games as well as other-party games will probably be having a little bit more information be brought on up. But as well, we'll also be seeing even more updates in the VRR, especially just for the general sense for gaming and monitors, which is really cool to see. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure you guys leave a like or comment down below your thoughts. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console controller. We have the Weeble and Coinbase, the Amazon, all the Twitter, Twitches, and all that stuff. The usual links down below, and I appreciate y'all so much for watching. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a bunch more videos and hopefully more restock news, because we've been a little bit on the drier side all throughout today. But I appreciate you guys all so much for being here and watching. You guys are all beautiful. Love you guys.